Today's topic. So somebody sent me a video in my inbox and I want to play it for you.
So recently I talked about Summer Walker and her post about the HIV thing. And in the video, I talked about disclosure. And anytime I talk about disclosure, the stigma jumps out immediately. And people don't understand and don't get it. So the post that I just posted a screenshot of someone, saying that it's my obligation, it is my duty as an HIV positive man to disclose my HIV status. It is not my job to disclose my HIV status to anybody, even sexual partners. It is both people's job to talk about their sexual health. Okay, you cannot put it on the person who is living with HIV to be the one to say, well, girl, I'm living with HIV, I'm on my stuff, and then you don't tell me anything, and come to find out, you ain't been. So you cannot put the entire sexual health responsibility on one person. You cannot make me be responsible for your sexual health, and I can't make you be responsible for my sexual health. Okay, if we both come into a consensual relationship and we both don't discuss our sexual health, then that's on us. But you're not going to make me take responsibility because I'm the person that is HIV positive and living with HIV. I have to take responsibilities for everything. And not to mention, you might have some stuff going on and you have not been tested and you don't know because you're not getting tested regularly. You don't know what's going on with your body.
Okay, homie. You being HIV positive, and you know you're HIV positive, and you don't disclose that to the other person, and the other person is HIV positive because of the result of that. Well, that's a crime. That's a crime reprimandable by law.
It's a what?
It's an actual crime.
Thank you.
Because you're putting the person's safety at risk. Basically, it's this. If you got something, say something. Not to the whole world. But to the person you're gonna with, that's not even a stigma. Is you dumb or is you stupid? You have to say so. Okay, this motherfucker got me fucked up.
Told you don't see this one.
And you guessed it. You was right.
Is your argument essentially that because if they don't ask, that you don't have the responsibility to disclose? Okay, take HIV, which is a life-altering, deadly disease in a lot of situations, right? It is a very serious thing. Boo-boo, if you got the flu and you come into work and you don't tell people,
you have to say so. Yeah, shake your hand right here.
Do the elbow. I've got the flu. But with HIV,
you're not gonna say nothing?
You're not gonna do the HIV? When I seen this video, I was so shocked by what I was hearing. I had to take 10 steps back just to make sure that I wasn't missing something from the picture.
Be safe out there because motherfuckers is crazy. That's what they're telling me. Be safe out there because motherfuckers is crazy.
I can understand that you're stigmatized and that people see you as undesirable and they quarantine you because of what you have. And that's unfortunate. And I don't wish that on anyone, nor do I want to mock anyone who's going through that. I understand that that can be a very difficult thing. But your response to that negative input is not to try to make other people be in as much danger as you are in yourself. Do you understand?
And then blame it on yourselves.
Right? Like,
oh, it's on us. No, it's on you. You knew.
If you understand that you're going through pain and suffering as a result of what you're experiencing with your disease, why would you want to potentially put other people through that risk? I mean, you're talking about disease that's passed on generationally. It is very difficult to live with HIV, and I'm not mocking you because of it. I'm just saying, if it is such a why would you risk giving that to other people or not having that conversation? I mean, if these are people that you want to potentially love and have long-lasting relationships, doesn't it make sense to disclose information off the top that may affect the potential future of that relationship? To me, it's bad for a relationship standard. It's bad from a health standard. It's bad for the community. It's bad for yourself because you know that you are infecting other people. Like what you've just said may be one of the most toxic things I've ever seen on the internet. Yep. And I've been online for a long time.
And we're comparing you to the real. That has got to be the dumbest shit I've heard today. And I got to check myself because I think that shit just gave me cancer.
No, I gave you AIDS. Look, I don't know what to tell you guys. I saw this video and I was dumbfounded. And there's people like this in our communities, unfortunately. There's people like this who feel like their problems, everyone else should pay the burden of them because they've been hurt.
What kind of destructive ass behavior is this?
It's like it's comparable. It's comparable, though, to a lesser degree, to people who cheat on their significant others. Don't tell the person they're cheating with that they have a significant other.
Yeah.
Then when they get called out, they're like, "Well, you didn't ask.
Well, you didn't ask, so
and I didn't tell you."
Sir, you're trash.
A special kind of trash.
Not all men, but you. Oh, you're a special kind of trash.
But I will say this. If I am HIV positive and undetectable, I should be disclosing my HIV status. I should be telling them regardless.
So, anyways, we wanted to just do this topic because we want to bring light to the fact that there are predators like this man here. And he is a predator. Let me make that clear. That's a predator.
Yeah. When you're going to potentially harm someone and you don't say nothing, you're a predator.
That's
absolutely.
Wow. It was very disappointing, you know,
wow.
Especially you having a platform and being someone who's HIV positive. I think there's a lot of positive ways that you can affect the community in that regards. And for you to say such toxic stuff, it blows my mind. Blows my mind. So, anyways, that's pretty much all I got.
That's yo.
I know. I told you when I saw that video, I'm like, we have to. I understand that people who have HIV may be taking medication that completely 100% suppresses it to the point that it's even undetectable in your DNA. And I understand that if you are that, scientifically speaking, the odds of you transmitting it are pretty much non-existent. That being said, you still have the obligation to tell your partner or anyone you're sleeping with because it would matter to them.
It's a crime.
I don't know if it's a crime still in those circumstances, and it's not a crime everywhere. So it's limited to a couple states.
Fair.
At the end of the day, what's important to the other person? If you know something that you're holding in is important to the other person before y'all sleep together, you should tell them. You should. Because
why wouldn't you?
It's the empathetic thing to do. And I don't know why you would be engaging in any kind of sexual encounter with somebody if you're not going to have that limited amount of empathy. But if you have herpes, right? If you got it, but you're not flaring up, you should still tell the other person because they should be able to make that choice for themselves. You should not rob them of the information they need to make the choices that they want to make.
Small risk, but it's still a risk.
It's almost non-existent, but it's still something you should tell them, right? If, let's say, your wife is in a different country and there's no risk of us getting caught, right? If we have an affair, you should tell me that you have a wife still. Even if there's no risk, you should tell me so that I can make that decision for myself. You understand? Whatever preconceived notion society has that may be unfair towards you, I get it. But it's still your obligation to tell people because you know it's important to them. See, with a trans person, there is no psychological or physical risk. There's nothing. But you should still tell people if you are trans because you know it would matter to them.
If it would matter to the person, yeah.
All right, I'm Ethiopian. If somebody said, I don't sleep with Ethiopians, I only sleep with Somalians, all right, and she thought I was Somalian, I would tell her I'm Ethiopian.
Does that void consent?
What do you mean?
I don't know. She consented to sleep with a Somalian, and now you said, okay.
I wouldn't go that far, no.
No,
I wouldn't go that far. That's Daddy Dwayne. But all this to say...
I'm just asking, you know.
All this to say, people, I get it. A lot of people have stigmas and negative impressions about some things, and a lot of it's unfair. That being said, be safe out there, be smart, be forward, and be honest.
Be empathetic.
Even if it's to your own detriment, meaning like you lose out on somebody. Trust me, it's much better for everybody if you're still honest. Any advice you'd give to people?
I'll go without an helmet.
Anything else?
That's pretty much what I got.
Even helmets won't help against certain stuff. Like herpes?
Yeah, you can't.
Even if you're wearing a helmet. You still catching herpes. Yeah. And someone with herpes, I hope they would tell somebody they're about to sleep with that they have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, again, this is not to say you guys are shameful or you're bad if you got those things. No. We understand shit happens.
But sharing is caring. Not the disease, that's the information.
Stupid. Stupid. So anyways, we wanted to have that conversation with you. That was stupid. Stupid. Hey!